The Emotional Self, presented by Jainsel Budyungan and Jedrick Gabato. The emotional self. Okay, let's talk about the emotional self. The emotional self refers to the part of a person that experiences, expresses, and manages emotion. It includes how we feel, kung ano yung na-feel natin, naramdaman natin, and how we react to situation, at kung paano natin mag-react sa isang sitwasyon, and how we understand our own emotion and those of others. Kung paano natin i-understand ang sarili nating emosyon at emosyon ng iba. In simple terms of emotional self, it is how you feel and how you handle those emotions, or how you handle those feelings. That is emotional self. Okay, today we're going to tackle about the human emotion and emotional intelligence and emotional regulation. First, let's talk about the human emotions. The human emotions are natural feelings that people experiences in response to situation. Yes, ito po ay natural sa mga tao na nararamdaman, like kung paano sila mag-react sa isang sitwasyon, sa isang pangyayari. Kung ito ba ay nakakatuwa, nakakalungkot, o like for example, if nagagalit sila or natatakot. And emotions are normal and necessary for survival. They help us make decisions. They affect our behavior and relationships. And emotion can be positive or negative, pero yun lahat ay important. Yes, totoo. Emotion can be positive and at the same time, it can be negative also. There's a basic type of emotion. Actually, marami ang emotion, klase-klaseng emotion. Okay, the first one is happiness. For example is, may laro kayo and then, nanalo kayo sa laro. So, anong mararamdaman mo? Siyempre, happy, masaya, happiness. And the second one is sadness. So, pwede siyang opposite sa happiness, which is yung natalo kayo sa laro. Pag nanalo kayo, siyempre, masaya kayo. Pag natalo, siyempre, malungkot. That's sadness. Okay, the third one is fear. For example is, pag may sasalihan kang mga contest, parang natatakot ka kasi baka matalo ka, yung ganon. Baka walang mag-cheer sa'yo, that's fear. Like, parang gusto mo na lang mag-back out. Okay. And the fourth one is the anger. This is very common sa atin, yung galit. Especially when something is feeling upset or mad, like, yung, for example, pinagkatiwalaan mo sa katao, tapos at the end of the day, like, betrayed, yung ganun, syempre magagalit ka kasi buong tiwala mo binigay mo sa kanya, tapos at the end of the day, ayun, bumagsak lahat, wala. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and control your emotions, as well as understand others' emotion. And let's proceed to the next one. By the way, there's 5 main components of emotional intelligence. First is self-awareness. Knowing what you feel. Dapat alam mo kung ano nararamdaman mo. Actually, there are 5 main components of emotional intelligence. The first one is self-awareness. Self-awareness is like knowing what you feel. Dapat alam mo kung ano yung naramdaman mo. The second one is self-regulation. Self-regulation is like controlling your emotion. Like, dapat kontrolin mo yung emotion mo. Especially para hindi ka makasakit ng ibang tao. The third one is motivation. Motivation is very important to us kasi ito yung nagbibigay sa atin para i-push natin yung sarili natin to achieve the goal. For example, if may gusto kang kunin or gusto kang marating sa buhay, motivation is one of the very important. Kasi ito yung nagpapaano sa atin, sige, kunin mo yan, gawin mo ito. Siya yung nagpupush sa atin para gawin yung isang bagay na gusto nating makamit at the end of the day. And empathy. Empathy is like understanding others' feelings. Naiintindihan mo yung mga nafe-feel ng iba. And then, social skill like building a good relationship, especially sa pamilya natin, sa friends, or partner, ganon. Building good relationship is one of the very important.
Emotional regulation is the ability to manage and respond to emotions in a healthy and appropriate way. It helps prevent overacting and it improves mental health and it allows better problem solving and it helps us stay calm, think clearly, and respond in a good way instead of reacting negatively. So, emotional regulation, it means being able to handle your feelings in a calmly and healthy way instead of reacting immediately like getting too angry, stressed, or upset. You pause, think, and choose a better response. When you know how to control your emotions, you don't easily overreact to situations and it helps you stay calm, think clearly, and make better decisions, especially when facing problems, and it also improves your mental health because you're not always overwhelmed by your feelings. So that's all for the emotional regulation.
And for the conclusion, the emotional self is an important part of being human. By understanding our emotions, developing emotional intelligence, and practicing emotional regulation, we can improve our relationships to everyone. We can make better decisions and live a healthier and happier life. In conclusion, emotional intelligence and emotional regulation help us become more responsible, understanding, and emotional strong individuals. And that's all for the emotional self. Thank you.